Hey, Facebook Friday, what's going on? Eric Hammond here with the Orange Stack. We are out in La Costa today. What a beautiful sunny day. The weather's been kind of weird lately, but it's turned out to be awesome. So, my name's Eric Hammond. I'm with the Orange Stack. We do this show every Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. We talk about your business, growing your business, getting more out of business, and how to make it happen. So we're talking again to the real estate agent today. It's our audience. It's who we speak to. We help you guys grow your business. I got into real estate about 9 years ago. I told this story before, but it was after getting let go of another job that was downsizing during the economy. And it was a rough time for me, and I decided that I never want to let this happen to me again. And it was a time to go out on my own and do my own thing. And so I became self-employed, and it's what a lot of you guys do, right? You're on your own, you're making your own thing. You don't get that check every Friday from somebody else, no matter what happens. Let me just realize I haven't plugged my mic in, so I'm gonna start doing that here. Sorry about that. We're having some technical difficulties today. Anyway, I wanted to let you know that it was a big challenge for me at first. I had to go out on my own and just kind of start from scratch. I'd never been self-employed and doing my own thing. I literally was a W-2 employee for most of my life, and it was comfortable, and it was what I was used to, and it made it easy because I could just show up to work. I knew if I did my thing, I wouldn't keep a job. But then the economy came and it changed everything, and it downsized about 70% of my business that I was in, and it sucked, and I had to go kind of start over from scratch and figure things out. So long story short, that's kind of the beginning of my self-employed career, and I've never looked back. I've never regretted that decision. My wife was definitely the one that pushed me in that direction and got me started on it, but it was something that I was passionate about and excited about when the time came. We got into house flipping back in 2009, and I was really excited about it. It was a fun path for me. It was something that I was excited about, and it had its challenges. I'll tell you that. We had a lot of years with not negative income, but not enough to support the lifestyle that we had, and we were living pretty much on top ramen and old cars. So the thing about it is that I pursued through it. I set budgets, I made it happen, I was determined, I set goals, and I knew exactly the direction that I wanted to go and what it was that I wanted to accomplish. And over time, it worked out, So in the last 9 years, we've started 5 successful businesses. A couple of them have kind of drifted off and done other things, and changes and things happen, which is totally fine. But I've narrowed down and figured out the thing that I want to do. And that's, again, what kind of I want to talk to you about today is really helping you guys go full time. I know that a lot of real estate agents, I don't know the exact percentage of it, but there's a lot of you guys right now who are doing this full time, right? You probably work a 9 to 5, or you're a full-time parent doing something, and you're doing this to supplement that income on the side. So maybe you're selling 3 or 4 houses a year. Maybe you want to get to 3 or 4 houses a year, right? But you're probably doing this full time, a few hours a week here and there. And I want to help you consider the options of what that could do for you if you did go full time. In our county, the average agent sells about 3.5 homes per year. And that's okay. It's pretty much the average income. If you're selling 3 houses a year in our county, you're doing about average. I don't know how you're making it work, but you're probably having other income from other sources if you're doing that. But if you're in other areas, in other parts of the U.S., you're probably selling a few more than that. But to get up to that, 10 to 20 houses per year, basically doing 1 house a month, 1 to 2 houses per month, that's probably the goal of a lot of agents. A lot of the agents that we work with are selling 50, 60, 70 homes, even more than 100 per year. And that's an awesome stretch goal for a lot of you to get to, and it's possible. You just have to have determination and plan out your activities and be consistent with it. I don't think there's a lot of part-time agents who are selling 100 homes a year, but that'd be pretty incredible to hear your story if you are. But the point is you're probably trying to get from 3 or 4 homes a year up to 10 to 20 homes a year. And what are you going to do to get to that point? A lot of it is hiring a coach. It's having a diligent schedule every day so that you can lead generate and getting to that time. I think that, unless you can support your lifestyle on a consistent 2 years of income of what you've been doing, it probably doesn't make sense to go full time. Meaning that if you've been selling 3 homes per year for the last 4, 5, 6 years, you probably got to ramp it up and get to about 10 or 15 homes a year before you can commit to going full time and making this your all-in thing. Maybe there's another job that you're doing and it brings in that paycheck every single week, but you don't love it. Maybe you're trying to make that shift and saying, this is my year, this is what I want to accomplish this year, and I'm going to go full time into real estate and make this my thing. I'm going to drop that other thing. You got to weigh the options of that, because real estate goes up and down. Our market here has gone half during the bad times, meaning that if there's 40,000 transactions during a good year, there could be 20,000 transactions during a bad year. So if half the houses stop selling, how are you going to survive on half the commission if you can keep up with that stamina? So consider consistency in what you're going to do. And if you're going to do this full time, again, can you ride out a year of a bad recession or 2 years? A lot of people I talk to say that if you're going to start your own business and do your own thing, you probably need to have about 6 months of savings set up so that you can have 6 months of nothing happening and still be able to put food on the plate or on your table, and still be able to pay your rent and your mortgage and things like that. So how are you going to get your finances in order to prepare for this moment of going full time? The thing about it all is that you're probably going to be able to love what you're doing more. I know that about 82% of Americans show up to a job that they hate. They don't love it, they just do it because it provides income for them. It's pretty sad that most of the economy doesn't like what they're doing. I think life's too short to be doing something that you don't love every single day, and just showing up again to get that dollar. And maybe at 5:01 you got to go do the thing that you love, and you got a few hours of the day to go do something else that you like. But what if all day long, from 8 in the morning till 8 at night, you got to do something that you love and that you're passionate about, that you're excited about, that got you out of bed in the morning and just revved you up and got you going? Think about how more passionate about your job you'd be, about how more excited you'd be to do that thing every single day. It wouldn't really be a job anymore. It would be just your lifestyle and a hobby for you. That's one thing that I've tried to focus on these last 9 years. I liked what I did for work. I didn't hate going to work, but it wasn't a passion of mine. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, I get to go. I'm so excited to be here today. Some days were better than others. But for the most part, it was like, well, I'd rather be doing something else. And that's no fun to have to do that, 10 hours a day, having to go to something that you don't really enjoy. So over the last 9 years, I've tried to find things I'm really excited about and love to do, and get excited about getting up in the morning and going to, because it makes my day easier. It makes me happier. It makes my family happier because I'm happier. It just all syncs together. And I'm not going to get into like that whole mind-body thing, but there's a lot to that. When you actually get to do something that you enjoy every day, it makes your life so much easier. So consider the things in your life that you're doing that you do like. They asked you that question in high school. If money didn't matter, what would you do? Is real estate your passion? Do you love selling homes? Do you love working with clients? Do you love working with buyers and sellers and helping them get, the house of their dreams, or helping them get enough money to sell their house so they can go do something else? Maybe there's another aspect of real estate that you love. Like I said, I got into house flipping because I love construction and I love fixing things and making things from old to new. And maybe something more like that is your passion. Maybe you have a good knack in understanding the market and where things are going and how the market works with buyers and sellers, but maybe there's a different part of that that you want to work with. Maybe you're interested in working with investors, right? You don't just have to sell homes to retail buyers. So think about that again. Spend some time. This is Friday. You got the whole weekend in front of you. Think about it while you're sitting at your open houses doing your thing. Is this what I really love? Is it what I'm passionate about? Is it what I want to do every day for the rest of my life? And maybe you're on your way out. Maybe you only have a few more years left of your career and you're retiring. That's fine too. But for the most of you who are engaging in our content, you're probably in your late 20s to 40 years old, and it means you have 40, 50 years plus of life left. It means that you have a long ways to go. There's a lot of different directions things can go. Real estate's going to change. Things are going to happen. Is this the thing that you want to do for the rest of your life? Number one, make sure that, if it is, you're going all in and that you've found something that you're passionate about. And if you're not sure, keep going this route for a little while till you figure that out. Sometimes it takes a few mistakes, a few changes, the things along the way to come along and realize what it is that you like about it. Maybe you've kind of gone wide and saying, I really enjoy real estate, but you start narrowing it down more and more and more as you go, and you realize that I do want to work with just investors, or I do just want to sell commercial properties, or I do just want to represent investors who buy and sell flips. Whatever that niche is that you want to get into. Maybe you decide, hey, I like real estate, but I want to be more in the finance side of it. Or maybe I enjoy title and escrow, right? There's a lot of different things you can do. And maybe you wake up tomorrow and say, you know what, real estate's been fun. It's been very lucrative for me, but I don't want to be in real estate anymore. I want to go this route and do this in my life. But the most important thing to me is figuring out what you want to do and going big on it. You know, money will come, money will go, and I think that a lot of people will say that, but as long as you're happy and doing what you're doing and you can support yourself in doing it, that's the important thing. And that's what's always been important for me, finding something that you're passionate about. The reason that I came out here today is back here, can't quite see it, but back there's a little soccer team of 3-year-olds, and my daughter's out here playing soccer this morning on a Friday. And because I get to do what I want with my life, I get to pick the hours that I work, I get to decide when I'm going to show up and when I'm going to do my thing. I get to be here to watch my little girl play soccer. So I'm going to end my video here and go enjoy some time with my family this morning on a Friday morning, and get to love what I do. So go find something that you're passionate about. Go make the most of your life. Go get excited about something and go all in. Make it your passion, your hobby, your lifestyle. Just, it's got to be your one and only thing. So anyway, thanks for following along. Again, we talk about business growth. This is kind of a more mental thing today. But hope your January is going well, and we look forward to a fantastic February, and I will see you on the next one. And if you have checked out our podcast yet, we have an incredible podcast that shows up on our blog, and it's a great way to just digest this content through audio format too. You don't have time to sit down and watch it or read it on our blog. So check out the podcast when you get a chance. Anyway, until next Friday, I'll see you then.